is volume 2 of our Poor Boy video studio collection. And it is the second in a presentation that we gave to Mopan. And it basically covers lights and lighting and the different things that we're going to have plans for in that area. To begin our discussion on lighting, I want to talk about copper. And I use a lot of these 32K halogen lights, and you can see there's 4 of them here, so and they're all 500. So this is a 2,000 watt lighting unit, and there's a lot of heat here. So on these units I use copper, and this one can be adjusted like so, You got to swing like that, and then each one of these units here can be moved. And I'll swing it around on the back side. On the back side we have a switch that turns the unit on. And some of them I have separate switches, but this one I don't, because we use this we'll put it over in the corner of the studio, and it'll give us a pretty good fill light. And I have a fiberglass screen that I can put in front of it if we want to soften it up. But I want to talk about the copper a little bit, and I've done a lot of plumbing in the past, so I solder these things, but you don't have to solder them. You could use JB Weld and glue them together because we're not worrying about water running in them. But the copper makes a nice heat resistant frame for these, and I just wanted to show you that. And like all our other units, we go down to a standard pipe thread that'll plug into our grip stand. Ooh, that's a heavy little dude there, and I'm gonna set him there and then bring this little unit back in, and you can see it's just a standard shop light, but it's got the copper base. And a lot of these shop lights we buy have great little bases and whatever to put them up on, but the reason I build these is for consistency in the studio, so that I can put that on any of our grip stands. Like I say, our major consistency in the studio is standard pipe thread. Everything in here plugs together. And I'm going to reach out here and get my little 45 unit, which we showed you earlier, and screw her in place. Then standard pipe thread, I'll probably say that 100 million times. Come on. Okay. Once we have that in place, we have control over our light. And I'm going to turn it around as we're looking at him. And naturally, he's not going to cooperate. Ow! Got a little piece of copper sticking there. So anyway, this is our 45 units, so we can set our light wherever we want. If we want to shoot on the ground, and we've got adjustments here on our light. So we've got a lot of light adjustment. And what I want to show you on this little dude, and I'm going to go to the side. I've got everything kind of loose. We're going to go to the side, and we're going to bring in the traditional light umbrella right here. I'll turn it away from us so we can kind of see what's happening here. And this copper units, you can drill them, you can add the extra keys for other little things that you might want to do with it. And this one's got a hole in it for our umbrella. And we put our umbrella there. Let me make sure this is set good. And with our little unit here, we can go up and around, and I'm not set really solid there, but we can adjust our light how it hits our umbrella so that we can do I should have had one more twist on this, but this will work. This is our traditional umbrella shot. We use these in the studio just if we need a little fill light here and there, and it's a 32K light with diffused pattern in it, and it works great. And we'll jump to the next little light from here. Well, what I would like to show you now is homemade barn doors. These are homemade barn doors made for a standard shop light. I think I bought these a few years ago for $7 or whatever. 300K. Turn it around. We've got our little copper unit for it to sit on. We can adjust it. I just had this one on over there with its barn doors on it, so it's hot. But anyway, we can set our adjustment up, down, or wherever with our little adjusting unit. And we'll set it right level. And barn doors are a particular problem because they're very expensive, and when you buy them, how in the world you know you're going to fit on the light you got? You'll almost have to buy a light for the barn doors. And like these little units, this is just a little clippy that I made inside the light. It clips on, and these guys clip right in here, and they work really great. You can set up for just a tweak of light if you want, or the other way. And these are awesome little units, and with this you can shoot them wherever you want, and it solves the little barn door problem. And there's another little lighting thing, and we're going to jump on to the next one. We're moving now. I almost forgot this little dude. And this little dude looks like something you'd see on the side of a garage. And basically it is something that you're going to see on the side of a garage. But what makes this little dude really cool, let me open her up, is that this is a metal halide bulb, which is about 500K. And like we sometimes will shoot in our little lunchroom in there with window light and house lighting do not mix. So every once in a while you're going to need a 500K light, and this, if you're outside and want to fill light, this works great because it's the blue light, the same as the sunlight. And this is 175 water, which is a pretty good bulb. And if you go into B&H and want to buy 500 or 5,000K lights, they're really spendy. And I don't know what I paid for this, because it's been a couple of years since I bought it. I think I got it down at Lowe's, but I think it was around $30. And it's a really, really nice light source for light you need outside. And basically, this is really an easy puppy to make, because this is just 1/2 inch tubing with the pipe thread, and you drill a couple of holes in your metal frame here, and it's got a washer nut on the other side, and you're there. I had to put a cord in there, and I got another one over there with a very long cord. But anyway, these are cool little dudes that are inexpensive. The Poor Boy Video Studio is what we kind of call this whole adventure in building stuff, and this is really a nice unit if you need a little 5,000, excuse me, K lighting. And I'm going to turn this around here and turn it off and show you a couple of variations that this guy will do. Here's our metal halide street light working, and the cover is on the case. And you notice with the cover on the case, we can get a pretty diffused shadow. And that's kind of like a light box, even. So you've got that with your 500K light, but we take this off, and then we've got a very hard shadow. So it depends on what kind of effect that you want to use. When we want a real hard shadow, we use the video projector on the wall because we can project different colors, and it gives us a hard shadow. I've got a large back screen that I can set up in a frame, and we can shoot shadows or whatever on the back side of it, and that's very cool too, because I like the shadow things. I do. But anyway, this is one little thing that you can do with this metal halide. Okay, what I wanted to show you is how easy it is to change the barrels on these things. I'm going to hold my foot on it. This is a medium barrel, and I've got long barrels, but for our little demo here, we're going to use this medium barrel. I think we're going to use the medium barrel. There it goes. Okay, and this little demonstration is about a project that we did about a month ago. There was some gals that were doing a pole dancing thing, and we decided that we wanted to see what it was all about, and decided to DJ this event. And actually, this is what we used. I'll change this, because we knew it was going to be pretty rowdy. So we set up our little devices on Godzilla here, or what did I call it before? King Kong. Okay, and this is to show you the advantage of making your own stuff. Because a week before this, we had no idea we were going to do it. So I wanted to set up speakers and DJ lights. And so I made these little tables. Guess what? 1/2-inch pipe thread. So we take our little table, put it here, and these are fresh out of the brain projects. I'm going to set it down. That's good. And when we did this little DJ thing, we had one speaker set here, then one high. And basically, these are the little speakers we used. Okay, sit on there. And since then, I've used these little tables for all kinds of different things. I was doing an 8mm project in there. We used it to set the projector on. Oh, where's my other little unit? Then, we unit here plugs into those little dudes there. And we basically, I set these up so when they're there, it locked the speaker in place, so if somebody with a bit too many beers ran into this thing, the speaker wouldn't fall off. And then the final finale in this, and I just unplugged it, is our DJ lights, which we have set up here in the studio. Can't do that with one hand. I'll take that off. Set that there. And the reason we did this is these lights have little receptacles in them that work off the sound of your speakers. So I wanted them to be as close to the speaker as I could get it. Come on, get on there. It's gonna give me trouble. There she goes. So anyway, that was basically the little unit that we built for this pole dancing project that we took on. And it just shows you that if you're building your own stuff, you can basically build anything. And this was something new that I built, and I just wanted to kind of show you that. And I'm thinking on the lighting, we're just about there. I think what I want to do is just show you how our studio lighting is set up and do a little quick run through on that, and then we'll move to camera mounts. We're going to start our lighting tour in the control room, and this is, I had to count 8, 1, 2, 3, 5, there's 40 hard switches. And these hard switches are just off and oners. And I'll show you the back side of it, how they work a little later. And like our DJ lights will be here, I think 6 of them. This is a fog machine. This is our fan out there, and any off and on stuff out in the studio is controlled by here. And when we go out there, I'll show you how this works. Okay, we're going to come in a little closer, and we'll show you some of our studio lights lighting out there. The other half of our lighting system is a Lightronics, and this is a TL5024, and it's got 24 faders. And this is what we use for our colored lights and spotlights and anything that we want to fade or control on the ceilings out there. And this unit, it runs with a basic microphone cable, so that I can run it in here or plug it in out there if I want to control my lighting in the studio from the studio. And it's a pretty nice unit. And if anybody knows anything about this, I would dig it, because I don't know how to do the programming stuff. I've never had time, but you're welcome to teach me. I would dig it. Now we're going to head on out, and I'll show you the back side of the wiring setup, and we'll kind of walk through how it works. This is just a short run through of the lighting system that we put in here, and we did everything here. There's never been another contractor or person working for us, so this whole building, the lighting and everything was done by me and Steve. We're going to start with the lights. These are par 64s, and they are cheaper par 64s, and they don't have halogen bulbs in them. so they don't have the 32K, and I use them mainly for colored washes. There's a red and a blue, and then they're hanging on my lighting grids, and these are 3/4 inch conduit. There's one there, and there's 5 of them that run through the building. And on the lighting grids are the little plug-in boxes. This is run A, and this is 1 and 2. And we'll go up here, get a little close-up of this one, and plug these 2 guys. Oh, come on, unplug. And each one of these is inscribed with what plug-in they are. This is A3, A4. This is a little laser light that we use in our light show stuff. And so this is A3, A4. This is another par with a 32K light, just a par 64. And over there is our video projector, and when we move our green screen out of the way, we use this as a movie theater, I guess you'd call it, because we get a 9x7 image on the wall over there, and this thing works great. We'll show you a little bit about it later. And I'm going to move over to the other side there. This is another par 64, and this has got a homemade spotlight. This looks pretty cheesy, but it works great. I've got a little production we did called The Banana Man, and I might put a little bit of the footage in there. But this just slides off of the par, slides back in it. Just shows you can make cheesy stuff, and it works good. I shouldn't call it cheesy because it works great. But anyway, this is run B. That's 1, 2. This is 3, 4, and all of them are written right on there. And then they're color coded. The B's are red, and the 3 and 4 are red, excuse me, and 1 and 2 are white. And we'll get into our lighting panel. I'll show you how that color coding helps with figuring out where your different lights are. So this is basically our ceiling lighting, but I wanted to talk about these too. This is our flat lighting. And if you buy 32K bulbs, I think they run about $18 to $20 a piece. And I have in this studio a heck of a lot of bulbs. So this is, you can't buy a 32K down at Lowe's or any place. So this, I don't know. Steve, can you zoom in on this? I don't know if you can see the different colors, but this warmer one is a 28K, and this cooler one is a 35, I think. And all the way through the studio, these are mixed, and I'm hoping that I get a 32K out of it. And we actually get pretty good shooting with the 2 bulbs, and these are $2 a piece versus $20 a piece. So it's a huge savings, and we get pretty good filming with the 2 different, with the warm and the cool bulb in here. So anyway, that's our flat lighting, and that's about it. We'll go out and show you the lighting panel, and we'll move on to our different ways we move cameras around. Okay. Well, there's the metal halide light, and that's some of the lighting that we use in the studio. And this is just one of 3 demos that we have for our Poor Boy video studio plans that we plan to have on the internet.
Lost in space? Bored by endless commercials? Worn to the bone? Need to get away? Put a smile on that face. Open those baby blues. Plasmovisions has arrived at Amazon.com. Buy it now. Great for meditation. A tool for band or DJ backdrop. Adds a little spice to your favorite tunes, plus mind-blowing sound design with Stan's World.